All right, hello. Welcome to today's merrymitch stream. Hope I find you in good spirits on this fine Sunday, and I hope you're ready for a little bit of D&D prep. I have a game today coming up at 7 p.m. with my Jealous Twilight crew. And yeah, I have a map to finish making, or rather finish sprucing up. Um, and I have a number of things to like story elements and such to type up, and some encounters to, you know, make happen. So, without further ado, I hope you're looking forward to it as much as I am. Let's jump on in. We switch on over here. We're gonna start with just my little map making process here, which is done entirely in Firefox. I'm pretty proud of what I've got so far. This is a little Warforged factory. And yeah, honestly, things are looking good. Let me show you the excuse me. The what the Warforged factory looked like before. Just to give you a little side-by-side comparison. Because I've refined my art. Let's see. Where it be, though? Might be in a different folder. Yep. It's in Underground. My bad. But yeah, check this out. This was it initially. Very some sloppy line work. Altogether, like, gets the general idea across, and that was my initial goal with this map making process, which was just get a map finished and done with, make sure it's clear what everything is, and be done with it. But then I went on to create the Cold Shoulder Laboratory, and as you can see here, it's much more polished. It's got kind of the much more of the aesthetic that I'm looking for. And once I created this one, this was the third map that I had tried to make. I realized, shoot, I ought to go back and change up how the other ones look. So with that, that is why this one here looks a lot more polished, but is still in the process of creation. So we will continue on. Currently, I'm in the coloring phase. Let me open up as well the laboratory to pull some colors from. For instance, I want this one for the flooring. That's a little bit too big of a brush. So this is, let's go ahead and name this walls / glass. Now we come in here and we color it all up. Let's see, whilst I do a little bit of coloring. Part of why I enjoy this process so much is I essentially just kind of create little coloring pages for myself, which in all honesty is fairly cathartic. But while I do this, I'm going to try to do a little bit of brainstorming atop it. Currently, it's really the color. It is. think it just looks strange with the blue background. Yeah, there we go. Let's take that out because it's throwing me off. So our heroes currently are attempting to figure out a way to save Celeste Sunnydee. Celeste Sunnydee being a priestess from the basilica that was within the village that they started at. She had been taken by this evil organization known as the Cold Shoulder. And the blame was pinned upon the other priest that was within the priest of that said basilica. They managed to talk their way out of Wilds was his name. They managed to talk their way out of Wilds getting, captured and taken, and were able to give both themselves and Wilds some extra time to figure out where Celeste is, why she was taken, and to hopefully clear Wilds' name. To save Celeste Sunnydee, they're going to have to infiltrate the mining operation that is underneath the town they're currently in, Twining Town. They're going to have to infiltrate that, which had already been infiltrated by one of our party members on his own little excursion. Grumbino, he already went down into the mines in a solo session to save all of the slaves and such that were being kept underground and forced to mine, die fire, and daydonite. Oh shoot, also, let me load up the 3 Attic Twitch stream. I believe I have it muted, but the stream itself is currently lagging. Hang on. There we go. All right, I refreshed it. Just in case, anybody pops into the chat, I want to make sure I have it up or to be able to see the people. And if you're curious, I am in fact doing all of this using a keyboard and mouse. I'm not able to use one of those fancy schmancy tablets, so I work with what I got. But previously, I just kind of been taking from what battle maps and such are available online. But what I realized is that whenever I decided to put some real maps, or some maps rather that I had created into the campaign, it tends to show the people, the players, my dedication, and show that I'm willing to put in a little extra effort. Ooh, this is far too small of an eraser. So the things that I'm hoping that they'll come across this here session, I'm hoping that they will come across uh well, oh goodness. Sorry, everything that I go to start to explain, I immediately recognize how much well how much other information you would need to know in order for it to make sense. Um it's like attempting to describe your favorite book series to somebody that knows nothing about it, like jumping in and talking about uh the the siege of what is it, Waterdeep in Lord of the Rings without explaining any of the reasons, why that why that came to pass. Wait. But I would like to try if anybody out there is intrigued or interested uh in the story behind this map. Might be going to the Renaissance Fair today, and that could be pretty fun. I haven't been since I was real little. Or not real little, but I think the last time I went was when I was maybe 15 tops. Um, so if I get to go again today, that would be pretty darn sweet. I'm hoping to, because since I've developed a habit of uh to work out, I've started to just swing a sword 1,000 times uh every day that I can. And so it's got me, pretty interested in uh, swordcraft um, and swords in of themselves. More towards not so much the sword crafting, but like I don't think I would do that myself, but the sword training in of itself, I'm quite a fan of. I don't really train to fight with a sword though. It's mainly just to develop, my musculature. My musculature. I'm hoping to acquire someday a worthy sword that will make me the most powerful Merry Mitch in all the multiverse. All right, let's do a little bit more brainstorming. This will just be me thinking aloud here. So currently, the session is most likely going to begin with the whole crew. Well, first it's gonna begin with a frog crashing through the church window. No need to explain that. It will begin with a frog crashing through one of the church mosaics. Um, and that frog being one of the party members of the jealous Twilight Squad. Game of Thrones level. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel sometimes. At least at this point, when I initially started these little D&D prep streams, we weren't quite so far into the campaigns, and and so there was a little less to update people on. But let's give you a general gist of like the overarching story, which is simply that the moon, which is a deity in my homebrew world of Velvet, the moon is going to crash into the planet. It is on a crash course towards Velvet. This was discovered by Zatina Fiddlespring, um, the resident astrologer, or astrologist, astronomer. Excuse me. Um, the resident astronomer had discovered that the moon would crash into Velvet in a year's time. She found this out, immediately ran to Thynum Boulderbrow, who is the ruler of the Doffhide region, and said, "Hey, yo, hey, Thynum, the moon's gonna crash into the planet, um, and we're probably gonna need to do something about that." Uh, and so Thynum was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that's a problem." um, and he then hired a bunch of mercenaries to go out to all of the Sky Twin basilicas in the region, uh, and ask the priests and priestesses if they knew anything at all about why that was occurring, why this has come about. And our party, the Sky or the Jealous Twilight Party, was one of these groups of mercenaries, or at least some of them were. LOL, Grumbino. um, and they were sent to Autoclave Village to discuss with Wilds of Winter and Celeste Sunnydee to see if either of them knew, why why the moon is suddenly shifted its orbit. They have learned a number of things so far in their travels to kind of clue them into what might have occurred to bring this about. And currently, the main thing that they are working on is retrieving Celeste Sunnydee from her captors. Celeste Sunnydee being the Day Priestess, or the Sun Priestess, the equivalent, um, of the Basilica in Autoclave Village. It was kind of cool because um, the in Autoclave Village, so most basilicas are known as Sky Twin basilicas, right? Because the deities of the sun and the moon, they are within the same religion, right? Like they're often worshipped in the same space. So, uh, um, so when they arrived in Autoclave, they were told that they could find wilds in the Die Basilica, which is a basilica that is uh, only only worships the moon rather than both the sun and the moon. And something that they've discovered so far is that that is a very unusual occurrence. Like Sky Twin basilicas uh, are set to worship both deities for a very particular reason. Um, if the balance ever gets off, if a church decides to branch off on its own and just worship one of the deities, it could throw off the balance in the sky and cause something like this. Usually it's and it's not that this hasn't happened in the past. Some basilicas have had arguments and sort of civil wars within the churches where you know uh um where the basilica um will try to uh just worship, yeah, either solely the sun or solely the moon. And normally this just causes like a rift within the church. It causes some some political backlash and stuff like that, and a little bit of turmoil in the actual sky. Like suddenly nights will be longer because the sun isn't being praised enough. Um, but never has it caused an orbital shift within one of the deities themselves. So, Wild's the one that decided to shift the basilica into just worshiping the moon, didn't realize and didn't think that it would cause something of this magnitude. He knew that he was taking a risk in shifting his basilica into just a die basilica, but he didn't believe that it would, yeah, cause an orbital shift. Um, and in all honesty, he was correct. This isn't something that would have happened normally. This orbital shift, the like diadem suddenly moving towards crashing into velvet, is not something that usually happens in this scenario. But what it did do is it gave the Dimborn its opportunity to strike and to set its plans into motion. The Dimborn being an entity that wishes to bring upon a second sky suspension. The sky suspension being a kind of cataclysmic event of old, where the sun and moon, ended up in an argument and caused, yeah, just like refractions in the sky, and caused days to last weeks and months, and then suddenly nights to last weeks and months, and then suddenly, when it came to full-fledged war between the two sky twins, the sky itself was just alight with explosions um, and all sorts of uh, yeah, kind of maddening visuals. Ooh, forgot this spot. Ooh, and over here. All right, how's that looking? Ooh, yeah. Hmm. All right. Nice on. Now let's see. the boxes and such, I think I want to be a lighter green. How would that look? No. 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 A muddier color like that? Hang on, I need to title this Metal Walkways. And then this one will go on top. These will be all the boxes. The boxes and stuff. Let's go ahead and grab this color again, so we're on the same hue. Yeah, we'll just bring the color down like that. Bigger brush, please. Thank you. Something that I'm hoping to come to light in this next session today is about the it's about the dark side of the moon. And in this world, the dark side of the moon is where eldritch horrors come from. Since it's this mysterious location and kind of place, it's it's something that nobody actually sees because it is so dark and it is constantly facing away from the world itself. So thus it's a place of the unknown. Obviously no one has been there before, and no one knows what like what comes from it. At least not yet. Yo, this song always reminds me of Megalobox. An excellent series. And that's part of what the Cold Shoulder is experimenting with, is this substance known as dye-fire that comes from the dark side of the moon, that has the capacity to change people into eldritch horrors. Which is pretty terrifying. Oh no. I forgot this little section. There we go. Also, within the walls and such, there are a number of little spaces that were not colored in. Let's see if we can't remedy this. If we can't remedy the little holes, the spots of uncolor. Also excited in this next session. If they get to this, the Cold Shoulder Laboratories, then they'll meet the characters with with German accents. And you know the stereotypical like mad scientist, sort of character type. Or more like, you know, evil Bond villain. All right. This is coming along nicely. Let's grab this yellow. I think. Yeah, it's just a full-fledged yellow. There we go. And I'm wanting to use a lot of yellows and greenish blues in here, in order to give it this kind of like sickly and unsettling feeling. You know, it's meant to seem as though something is not right here in this laboratory. I'm also excited because, and one of the reasons why I am kind of taking it on this this arc, and added in the, you know, the idea that eldritch horrors do come from the dark side of the moon. Is that one of my really good buddies who's in the campaign? Really loves eldritch stuff. You know, is a big Lovecraft fan, along with myself, and so I figured, you know, if that's something that we both love, it would be a nice thing to see come up in the session itself. The thing that I do like better about this one is the the border, you know, all around the room is this like uh are the walls and you know all of that stuff that kind of give it this little extra, you know, something something um for the characters to look at or ogle at. But in this one it's much more uh minimalistic. That's all right. I think I took much more time on that other laboratory one than this one. And honestly, it may be for the best cuz uh if this one leads into this one, then once they enter this one, they'll be all like, "Whoa!" uh, it will make the reveal of this map all the better, you know. And we're not done with this one yet. No, I gotta give myself some credit. Let's see. I want the outline for this to be bigger. Yeah, that's better. All right, now give me that color back. Run it back over to this layer. Let's make, need smaller brush. Smaller brush, engage. Oh, shoot. Let's see, what else do I want in this color? Probably these lockers. Now the brush is too small. Very cool. Sounds like some Byzantine era Syrian religions. Huh. Don't know if I've looked into those religions before. But honestly, I have been thinking that it would be beneficial for me to go in and take like a look at some religions throughout history to aid me in the creation of this fantasy religion. As I imagine uh Wizards of the Coast probably did as well when they were creating Bahamut and Tiamat and all those cool dudes. That whole nice old pantheon. I think the pantheon is one of my favorite things uh to speculate about and and think about and create and work on. Just as that other one reminds me of Megalobox, this one always reminds me of Terraria. This song. Let's go ahead and shift the playlist into Moon Songs. This is my Moon Songs playlist. And this is all from League of Legends. Their creator safe playlist is top banana. Oh, I forgot to switch it to watercolor. There we go. Man, that song is so good. I'm hoping to use it at some point in this here campaign. No mercy for the guilty. I'm also excited. I created a lullaby, an in-world lullaby, that is within the Sky Twin Basilica faith. That is hopefully going to give them some hints into a couple of story elements if they get the chance to hear it. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. All right, now we need this, but a little more gray for the stairs. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I like that gray for the stairs. Mmm. Stair number 2 complete. Moving on to stair number 3. All right, brain blast time. I need to figure out a way. So the session itself, I believe, is going to begin with my characters and my players discussing things and trying to figure out, trying to, bring all their information together and decide on what to do from where they are. Bring all the information that they've gathered and decide on a plan going forward. My question and what I'm trying to brain blast up in here is whether or not to throw in some sort of inciting incident to usher them forward. Like for instance, I've done. There was a session where. Oh, hold up. This song is jamming, but I need it to be a little more quiet. Good deal. For instance, there was a section where the party had just entered the Sky Twin Basilica in Twining Town and were attempting to figure out what to do from there. And I had one of the Warforged from the CS laboratory approach the hideout under suspicion that the hideout was, or that the basilica was harboring fugitives. And that, caused a bit of a ruckus, bit of a panic, and led to them taking action more quickly. So I'm trying to figure out whether or not to do that sort of thing again. Or to allow them the option to simply rest if they need to. What if we change the hue on this? Ooh. The yellow hue is kind of cool. All right. I like that. I can dig that. Oh, and then we also need this to be prevalent on each of these. They are, in fact, the cold shoulder. There we go. There we go. No. Color in this as well. We'll need this for the glass doors. Perhaps a bit brighter. Bit brighter. Then same thing over here. Since it do be glass, we need little streaks of a lighter color. I'd like them to be bigger. There we go. Ooh, and for this as well. We need to go deeper. Because for the top here, there we go. For this, I want to go a little bit darker for the last two steps. Yeah. Yeah. Where are the other steps? Here they are. Bingo. Now we need this color. There we go. Now this one. All right, we also need to fill in these areas. With, I think, something akin to this color. But wait. Let's put them on their own layer. All right, this is almost to a spot where I'm happy with it. I'm thinking we need a little bit of lighting now. Would it be worth blurring this a bit? Ugh. Uh, Got a lens blur. Oh gosh. It's pretty similar to the Gaussian blur. I think that's pretty fine as is for now. Sorry about that. The garage door just went ham. Okay, I think I would like. Hmm. Last time, what I did was I used these throughout here to give it a mesh appearance. I think probably gonna do that again. Is that too much mesh? That's too much mesh. Oh wait, I know what to do. Bingo. Nope, not far enough. There we go. Get the how do you spell that? Spell us. I tried to say spell and say at the same time. It did not work out. How do you say that? Uh Kake Kakeami? Kakeami. This will require some some erasing after the fact. That's all right. Yeah, easy enough. Up here. What you chow? I think the last little spot was in this corner. Nah, that's all good. Oh, I see some. Booyah. Oh, more. Oh, that's in. I see. That I can leave. Move right here. Along here. It's like it's got little spiky edges. All right. Huh. Okay. I think this is, for the most part, where I want it to be. I think there's some more that can be done with it, but at least. Yeah, not quite to the level that this one's at, but still pretty darn good. Pat myself on the back for this one. Save it on up. And then save as a transparent PNG. So be Diefire Factory version 2. Oh, I need a new tab of these to pull up Roll20, baby. Get that JT up and running. Now we can get into the spicy stuff. And when I say spicy, I mean spicy. uh, all right. So here are a little band of goobers. They are about to convene. A frog's about to crash through the window. And they're going to figure out what to do from here. There's a dude with his head blown off, or not blown off, but eaten off. There's a moose, cat dude. The party are these three, and this guy here, along with the moose and the the Mr. Sprinkles. I gotta say, this little guy, one of the players drew him just during a session, and I immediately made him into a token. No questions asked. All right, let's see. We need... Oh, also, in my last stream, don't know if anybody is here from that last one. In my last stream, I made a revamp of Twining Town Hall. To give you an idea of what that one looked like before, it looked like this. You know, I was talking about making maps just to like get the general idea of what's meant to be there up. This was one of those. But I went back in and yeah, spruced it up a bit. And I'm pretty happy with how it came out. The reason I did it is because of this scene right up here, where Starla, one of Dickie Nichols's ex-wives, this guy, one of his ex-wives, has killed the mayor of the town. Bum bum. And so I wanted to make sure that there was a map appropriate for the scenario. Let's see, we need the Warforged factory. Oh gosh. Oh no. Yeah, I'm glad I redid this one. Sorry, various NPCs, you must remain in the void for a short time. Ooh. Ooh. Now that's more like it. Ooh. Alright, time to switch playlists. Let's go to... What do I have in tavern music? I have Captain Gangplank. Alright, we'll let this one rock for a bit. Oh hey, thank you. I appreciate the recognition of the hard work. We got all our various NPCs all throughout. I'm very pleased with the revamp of the Warforged icon. I think it looks a lot better than the last one. Oh, I forgot to color that little blip there. It's okay. Something only the artist will see and know of. When we go into the lab, we have Celeste, Sunny D right there. And as they run in here, there are two things that they will want to stop. Either they can try to stop the creation of this monstrosity, this half Warforged, half Frost Giant monstrosity that dear Saran Usek is trying to bring to life, or they can try to save Celeste Sunny D from experimentation. If they fail to save Celeste Sunny D in time, then she will become this. Bum, bum. And Yeah, if she becomes this, then there's not any getting back from that, aside from maybe greater restoration or a wish spell, which they don't really have access to at the moment. That and this little guy, Bip, is one of the kobold hatchlings. And if we go over to our kobolds, we have this little family of kobolds. We have Knack, Odie, Cha, Der, Nas, Depa, and lastly we have Bip. And Bip was taken from his family and experimented on. Something else that they will find out if they make it into the labs themselves. Oh, speaking of which, last time in the crawling dusk, not the crawling dusk, the jealous twilight, she was running in this way to speak with her higher ups. And I believe the way I'm swinging it is both this route, and this route can lead them to the Cold Shoulder lab. I think if they choose this route though, it'll take them to the lower lab, which is where something terrifying is chilling. Simply known as number 2 in their experiments. Let's actually go with this. I'm gonna shift it from the fantasy jams for a little bit, switch it to some lo-fi. All right, let's go back and now that we have created those. Oh, I forgot about this. Oh, that's right. Oh, okay. I'm glad I remembered this. So if one of these frozen Diefire core Warforged ends up corrupted, which means if they are either if they end up warm, like if fire defeats them in some manner, then they will transform into a corrupted Diefire core Warforged, which I need to figure out. 5e tools, please. I need to figure out what I want to add to them. Probably need something from the aberrations. Aboleth is a little too intense, I would say. Probably the Balhanath as well. Spectral duplicate. Nah. Burlane Shadow Dusk. He's a caster. Blue Slod. Ooh, nah. Oh, yo. I do love the concept of an illithid pirate captain. Brennan Lee Mulligan did as well. If anybody has seen Fantasy High Season 2. Chaos Quadrupod. Yes, Tentacle, I think, is something that I want to give him. Yeah. So instead of a no. Instead of a great sword attack, it's going to become a tentacle attack. Oh. Copy that. Oh, blam. This is melee, but it's got a reach. 15 snap. One target plus 6 to hit. Nice. Gets a little boost. Boostage. 2d6 plus 4. Smidge of a boost there. And it's bludgeoning now. Whoa. Sorry. Accidentally pulled up bookmarks. Then we will plop this in here. The CD, CW, grapple no more than 2 targets at a time. Nice. And he will no longer have a heavy crossbow, that's for sure. I won't give him magic resistance. That's a little much. Yo, boneless. 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 Makes 2 tentacle attacks. Changes to the W for the CD, CW. A chul. Cloaker. The corresponds. Ooh. Nah. This is really speaking to me here. Vitality drain. What about something that like can turn or like infect something else? What is a beast that can do that? What is a beast that can infect another creature? I know like the blue swad has something where the way it is recreated or the way that it is born is it infests someone. Yeah, here it is. The Target is a humanoid and must succeed on a DC 14 Constitution save throw or be infected with a disease. So we'll go with this. We'll call this attack Die Fire or Liquefied Die Fire. This is an attack. It is, let's say melee. It's comes through a little pincer. So 5 feet. To hit will be 5. 1 on hit. It'll deal 1 piercing damage. The target is a humanoid and must succeed on a DC 14 Constitution save or be infected with a disease. We'll call the disease Dark Side. We'll spell it with a Y, just to be just to be coy. Dark Side transforms the infected into an illithid hybrid after 1d4 days. Oh man, yeah, these guys are spooky. This move actually I wanted to give to a couple of the whispers, which are essentially just doctors in this world. Give it to the ones in the laboratory. But theirs is once per day. 5 feet. What is their dex? Yeah, we'll say +2 to hit. One target. And it's just 1 piercing. Alright. We got Aliantar. Now we're giving it to Usek. This do be an attack though. One target. 1 piercing. Alright, we got Saran. Oh, we got Aliantar, but we did not get Vifane. Vifane. Liquefied die fire. I've been infected with liquefied die fire. Now I'm gonna turn into an eldritch horror now. Alright. Let's see. One target deals a whopping 1 piercing damage. Oh shoot, we need to make sure to hide the description on all of these. Alinta, we need you to hide your description, please. Same thing for the corrupted die-fire core warforged. Hide that, please. Is the Illithid hybrid setup all good? Oh gosh, I need to nerf the living hell out of these things. Alright, yeah, I'm going to nerf. Big nerf. Big nerf. They don't have a breastplate, what? This is natural armor. Of, make it 13. Extract brain will do 3d10. Still a big bop. But we're not gonna make it do 10d10. That's like a full-fledged mind flayer attack. Or take 48 plus 4. That's more reasonable. We'll still bump it down to 2d8 plus 4. Just to be nice. But otherwise, they're good. They're good. Because my thinking is that the whole town might turn into these things. And so, if we just had a whole town of Illithids suddenly crop up, might not be great. I also want to write in a condition of confused you just confused? We'll go with hybrids confusion. Every time the Illithid hybrid attacks, you must make a attacks a humanoid. You must make a DC 15 wisdom saving throw. Upon success, they remember their original self and halt their malice. Halt their attack. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's more like it. I'm also gonna add this to Velma. Hybrid's Confusion. And Celeste. Not the bookmarks. I keep hitting Control B instead of Control V. Hybrid's Confusion. I think that's going to be an important one. Also going to make another note for Celeste in particular. Make this same throw save for casting cleric spells. Upon success, the spell goes through. Upon failure, the spell fails. Spell slot still expended. Nice. Nice. All right, let's see here. To wrap up the session, I think we're gonna read through the last time recap of the previous session to get myself, feeling ready and prepped for the session ahead. I'm gonna pause that there. See if we can find a good track. Yeah, this one's good. Last time on the jealous twilight. Realizing the danger of staying in the street, our party left to find the Sky Twin Basilica, where Alam said they may find sanctuary. After a brief attempted bonnet theft, Spark, a day apprentice, greeted them at the doors and requested to know why they had come. A moment's hesitation before the party was allowed entry, Dickie Mobile and all. They spoke briefly with Perigi, the Dye Priest Tortle, then remembered Cyril tied up in the back of the wagon. They asked to be excused to a soundproof room, a completely normal and casual question, and did their best to reason with Cyril to get information out of him. When that didn't work, they began threatening to chop fingies. Their interrogation froze when they heard commotion at the front door, a gravelly, metallic voice requesting entry under suspicion of the Basilica harboring fugitives. Igneo ran to the party and quickly ushered them to the Basilica's basement. A hush settled as heavy footsteps shook free the dust in the rafters. The party held their breath as the construct halted near the entrance to the basement and a loud crash sounded throughout the upper floor. The synthesized voice noted that sufficient evidence had been located, and it left without another word. Dickie and the gang climbed the ladder to find a dear friend had perished. The Dickie mobile lay scattered in pieces, its sacrifice spelling momentary safety for the party. Violet then filled the party in on the Basilica's current operation to train monks to defeat the Cold Shoulder and free Twining Town from Volar's tyranny. A plan was formulated to rescue Celeste and invade the hideout come the morning, and the party bed down for the evening. Dickie set off to run a reconnaissance mission with Yagi, and shortly after, Mucifer felt a pressure from outside Leo's door. Assassins arrived in the night, and the conditions of Felden's pact with Slagal came to fruition in his quarters. The tiefling assassin that infiltrated Felden's room had his mind devoured as Slagal blasted him through the door and floated forth to grasp the man's head with oral tentacles, leaving it sucked dry, much like a raisin. Seeing this, one of the other assassins fled with haste, leaving the last assassin enthralled in his squabble with Exir and Mr. Sprinkles. Dickie came sliding in through the doors on his knees, blasting crossbow bolts left and right, just in time to witness the horror that unfolded between Slagal and the tiefling assassin. Once the excitement of the combat was through, Felden returned to consciousness abruptly, and his feet met the floor once again. Mucifer had joined the party, however, Leo had not, opting to stay cowering under his covers. The party dragged him out, only to find a scrawny copy of the Leo they knew. Now, with their wounds healing, the party aims to hear the frantic pleas of Dickie to save Starla, and put their heads together to figure out what to do from here. Man, as you can see, these recaps are only getting longer, but I kind of love that. And this one had to be especially long because we took a break, kind of in between, where last week one of my players couldn't be there, so we ended up just doing about an hour's time of session. Thankfully, it worked out because we were able to swing it where Grumbino just hadn't arrived back to the Basilica yet. Oh, this song is good. This song is good for recaps. I'm glad I found that. That's in, oh gosh. I've not categorized these like I have with the other session. All right, that'll be next on the to-do list. Lastly, with the 5 minutes I have left, I wanted to share with you guys the two lullabies that I created for the Sky Twin Basilica. All right. The first one is called Today Will Dim. Here it goes. Today will dim. I spy a crescent grin. Above the unknown will swim. Didim, 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 didim. A love expands every spin. Didim, 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 didim. Above the unknown will swim. Join in, join in, join in, join in. A love expands every spin. Join in, join in, join in, join in. Twilight begins. Whew. That's the one I'm most excited for, I think. The other one is for the sun, Dayton. It's called Trust is Light. Oh, the day reveals, the day uncovers. We fear to trust our brothers. When the day is long and the warmth is good, we can sing our song and pull down our hoods. Trust is light, the truth is like a brilliant ray. Trust is light, the truth is like a brilliant ray. Day brings plight, the work we like. Thanks for today. I'm pretty proud of those. I came up with those on a little walk with my dog. Well, guys, this might have been a little here and there, as most of my little D&D preps go. But I felt that I made some significant progress. I most importantly, I'm getting into the D&D mood, getting myself prepared and ready to be the best DM that I can be. And with that, I think I'll leave things off as with a little bit of advice for any DMs out there. Remember to put into your campaigns things that both you and your players love. Take things seriously in a sense that it's important to focus and do your best. However, lend yourself some grace here and there. So, let's bring up the little outro music. And it's time to say goodbye. You guys, I hope you look forward to the remainder of the Three Attic entertainment stream today. We've got a bunch of awesome streamers coming up, some ones that I love dearly and I'm very fond of. So I hope you tune in. But from me, I simply ask that you take the merriment that we fostered here today. Let it set you at ease as you go into your evening and swim on into your night. And let it carry you into tomorrow. Spread the merriment to all you encounter. Love yourself first and others next. And I'll see you in the next stream. Farewell. Until next time. I've been Merry Mitch. Farewell.